I'm Ellen. When I signed up to the programme, I had just quit a full-time job. I'd just become a self-employed freelancer and I just started a coach training qualification. So I was in a few different places from a career perspective, but I knew I needed a bit more direction, which is why the programme made a lot of sense for me at the start of this year. So when I was deciding whether or not to do the programme, I felt like I was in a sea of opportunity, but I'm not sure if I wanted any of the opportunities that I had available to me at that time. And so I knew I needed to make quite a drastic shift in order to make something happen along the terms that I was looking for. In 2020, it was going to be a big year. But I was, feeling quite confused in terms of my career, having recently left full-time permanent employment. And I'd been thinking about a career change into entrepreneurship, but I wasn't exactly sure where to begin. So huge amount of overwhelm and uncertainty. And I think it was also a time when my confidence was quite low. And I was just thinking I needed a bit of a boost. I needed someone to cheer me along and help me see what I was capable of doing. And having met Sophie before, I knew she was the right person to G me along to, really make me feel a bit better about the situation. And so I was just really overwhelmed, but the programs sort of seemed to map out the journey that I would be able to go on in order to become an entrepreneur or have a side hustle. At that point, I still wasn't sure which one it would be, but the clarity of the program and the modules were exactly what I was looking for in terms of structure, and something that I could build upon for the upcoming months. It wasn't just a quick fix that I could ignore. It was something I had to work with, and that was really what I was looking for, was that sustained commitment in terms of a program and the moral support and so on. Benefits of being a VIP on the program are mostly the time you get with Sophie in terms of really getting personalized advice, but more than that, it's about being able to be completely honest about your own mindset and where you're at in the program, because as each week goes on, you can pick up the pace with it, you can learn the modules and so on. But if you're experiencing any mindset blocks or whatever, which I have done over time, that's an opportunity to really check in with Sophie and get her to explore why that might be going on. So I've experienced probably the biggest shifts in my development with my hustle through the one-on-one, because I'll leave really energized after the call with much more clarity about where I'm at, and also knowing that I've kind of told Sophie certain things in terms of the accountability that I get as a result of our calls. It's been really powerful. The results of the program so far have been the real clarity and direction that I now have, given that when I started I didn't really know what I would be doing. I definitely didn't have a name for the business. I now have a name for my business. I now have a website. I now have an Instagram. I have a lot more clarity of where I'm going and what I want it to be. And I think although those are the kind of external outward benefits, the internal aspects to that is really waking up each day with a sense of momentum and drive to do the thing that I've been wanting to do for such a long time, but for whatever reason I hadn't made it happen until this year. So I think having invested in the program, I knew I had to take it seriously and make it happen, as the name suggests. So that's really been the biggest benefit, is just that sense of like complete pride that I can have, being able to point to the mini wins I've had in the last few months that I just don't think I would have actually got my ass into gear to do had I not started the program. So I'm really grateful for how quickly things have happened, as well as the structure and guidance I've had, that means I'm a lot more able to sort of see myself as an entrepreneur and see myself doing this thing that maybe before I wouldn't have been able to visualize. I recommend the Make It Happen program for anybody who's looking for a bit more support in their decisions around what to do with their career, especially if you're thinking about starting a side hustle or starting your own business. You get a really strong, powerful community of other people who are in a similar situation to you, which may not be the case in your social group. So that's really great benefit to the program. But in terms of the knowledge and experience Sophie has, combined with her style of helping you really explore the kind of internal as well as the external aspects of change, has really been so powerful for me. And I can see that working for anybody in a similar situation.